and snap your fingers, then you lean back. All out of state, on the day they never seen that. Ain't back, throw and snap your fingers, then you lean back.
Hello and welcome to Viti Vibes TV. I'm your host, Pranay Sharma. We're broadcasting from the unceded territories of the Kwantlen, Silvertooth, and Squamish nations. We are grateful for the people of this land and for them to share with their sacred land and territories with the non-Indigenous people, like us. Second show of 2023. Happy New Year's to you and your family and everyone you love from the team here at Viti Vibes TV. May the new year bring unconditional love, prosperity, peace, and of course, good health. Happy Lohri to everyone who's celebrating the festival of Lohri, from our team to yours. Lohri is celebrated on January 13th, and this is a celebration of the birth of a child in your family, as well as the new leads. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
I understand how important it is to have a place called home, and it's frustrating using your hard-earned money on rent. Vic Prasad can make you a homeowner. Get pre-approved services provided to first-time buyers and new immigrants. You can qualify for mortgage even if you have bad credit. Call Vic Prasad now on 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is associated with Craft Mortgages Canada Incorporated.
For any kind of visa-related services, contact Milky Way Immigration, a galaxy of opportunities located at Unit 209-9547 152 Street, Surrey, BC. They have licensed immigration consultants, placement officers, and LMIA experts to meet your immigration and recruitment needs. Book one-time free consultation either on Facebook or by calling 604-396-0005.
Arvind's Curry and Cocktail, Indian cuisine. They do catering for all occasions and they do free delivery. Please call 604-515-1070. Address is 420 6th Street, New Westminster. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. For deliveries, call 604-515-1070 or arvindscurry.com.
Bollywood Banquet Hall and Conference Center, located at Pile Business Center at 201-8166 128th Street in Surrey. No celebration is too small to accommodate you. They have newly renovated 2 halls to serve you, up to 1,000 guest capacity, top-notch chefs to delight you with delectable and heavenly cuisine. So just call Bollywood Banquet Hall at 604-598-2700 for your events.
Venisi Mobile Detailing Services. They offer commercial trucks, cars, SUV, boats, bikes, RVs, and much more. Just give them a call at 778-808-2859. Just give them a call at 778-808-2859 and they will do all kind of services at your home.
Thank you, sponsors. As you all know, the show is not complete without the support from our sponsors, so if you'd like to highlight your business, this is exactly where you should put it. Now we have our director, Shannon. Please have a look.
Hello and welcome back to Viti Vibes TV. I'm your director and host, Shannon Pramal. Thanks for sticking around with us yet another week. You can catch our episodes every week on Thursdays at 10 p.m. or Sundays at 4:30 p.m. only on the Shaw Multicultural channel. If you miss any episodes, you can also check out our YouTube channel, which is at Viti Vibes TV. And be sure to follow us on our social media pages on Instagram and Facebook, also at Viti Vibes TV. Today, I'm in the studio joined by none other than 2 of my lovely co-hosts, Shivani Naiker and Jolene Prasad. And I know last episode we were talking about New Year's resolutions and New Year's goals, and today we're actually going to be talking a little bit more about self-confidence and self-image is also something that's very real and something that we thought we should talk about today. We're going to be asking questions to each other, but also let us know some of your guys' answers to these questions as we go along as well. So first of all, how do we want to describe self-confidence and self-esteem? Like, how would you describe that to other people?
Definitely, I feel like self-confidence is all about being positive about yourself, like just having that positive self-talk and just being able to know that when you are confident, you're like strong about it as well. Like, you know, you're not like, I guess, shy about it. I think confidence is really important, especially just like catering to your self-image as well. And I think just with social media especially, it's definitely really hard, like for young teenagers today, just to be more confident and just to put yourself out there. I think there's real things like, you know, social anxiety, just, you know, having a fear of isolation and just being like scared to put yourself out there. Those are real things that lot of people don't talk about. So I just feel like those things are really important about understanding like self-confidence and self-image, especially like today.
Yeah. Zhangni, how would you kind of explain self-image, self-confidence?
For me, it's not being afraid of whatever anybody says about you. When it comes to how you dress, how you are, how you look, doesn't matter like how your shape is, whatever. It's being comfortable within yourself and trying not to have that trying not to have that like negative impact that other people try to throw at you, and making sure that like you're safe and happy with yourself than what other people think, basically.
Yeah. I think I would definitely describe it similar to how you did, you being comfortable with yourself, and just having faith in yourself as well, right? And having that, like when you look in the mirror, you are proud of what you see kind of thing, right? I feel like that's kind of how I would describe it as well. So how often do you guys, and you guys as well, doubt your own capabilities?
Every day.
All the time.
Every day, yeah. I would say the same too. I think that's the most human thing too.
Yeah.
Like you're always going to doubt ourselves, just because we are never sure. And I feel like especially us being youth and this being a youth show, we are never sure of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Are we doing life right? Yeah. I think that's the main thing. Are we doing life right? Are we gonna set ourselves up for a greater future? I feel like I'm just listing out things that I'm like always doubting myself about. But yeah, like definitely like I'm always fearful of like whether I'm actually moving the right direction, and if I'm actually doing what I need to do to be able to set myself up for a better future, things of that nature. I also doubt myself like for something simple. It's like, should I be wearing this outfit, or like do I look fat in this outfit? Like, and that kind of plays a role in like my self-image, for example, right? What about you guys? Are there any like specific things you guys like doubt yourselves about? Because I know you say every day. What are some of your like everyday doubts?
Definitely for me, like appearance-wise, I feel like it's so important that I need to look good every day for school or for work or whatever it is. And I feel like when I look good, that's when I can do good.
Yeah.
So when there's days, but obviously everyone's human and everyone's gonna have those days where you're not looking the best or you're not feeling the best, and you know that kind of plays a role in doubting your capabilities. So I just feel like nowadays, especially like online, everyone sort of pressures you for your self-image that you have to present yourselves as like looking good like every single day, like being well dressed, like having especially girls makeup on and things like that. And so I play into our like insecurities as well. So I just wish like even for people who have self-confidence or like self-image that it's okay to have those days where you don't have to look absolutely perfect, and we all have those times when, you know, it's okay to be just natural, just be your natural self and be okay with that. Yeah. I think a lot of, especially for young girls, and I think us three can even relate, we've probably at some point had to have like all this like social media feed us that like we need all this makeup, we need all this. I mean, now I've come to a point where I've accepted I like makeup not because of the fact that okay, I look pretty or whatever, that I'm trying to look pretty for other people. It's more so I like to do it because it's like, kind of like art. I like looking put together too now, and I know obviously throughout high school when I was like first experimenting with makeup, like my dark circles, and for brown people it's like it's just genetic. It's just genetic. So it's like trying to get rid of things that like you are just born with, right? And just like having to feel the need to change that about yourself, especially during high school. I feel like those are the most sensitive years of your life where you're like, you definitely feel pressured into like, okay, I have to look perfect and I have to look like this, and this isn't like cute, this isn't pretty. So you have to do all these things. And I would buy like 4 or 5 different concealers that make me look like a ghost, and like I'm trying to fix my dark circles, right? But coming to a point now where it's like I can go to work without any makeup and I'm totally fine. I'm like, I'm chilling. I feel like it's also because I'm at a point where it's like I'm kind of tired too, and I'm just like, and I realize I'm tired, so it's like, oh, you know what, it's okay, like I cut myself a break. So it's like thinking about it that way, where it's like, oh, I'm not ugly or I'm not lazy because I didn't put makeup on my face, but I'm just giving myself a break. I want to sleep in an extra 15-30 minutes, right? Instead of doing my makeup. So it's like, okay, I can go to work, maybe not looking as like put together, but at least I know I did something like sleep in or you know what I mean, instead, and taking something and thinking about it in another way rather than being like, no, I'm so lazy, I didn't do this, and now I feel like I look ugly and blah blah blah. And I think the way we talk to ourselves is one of the most important things
in feeding our self-image and self-confidence. I don't know if you guys would agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you guys like look in the mirror and like tell yourself like, you know how like in like movies or whatever, tell yourself like in the mirror like you look awesome, like blah blah blah. Do you do like affirmations or anything like that? Because I know some people do.
I wouldn't say I do affirmations.
How would you like? Okay, so what are your ways to like boost your own self-esteem and self-confidence?
Oh, I guess it honestly just depends on my mood. Like, my mood changes from one spectrum to the next. Because if I'm lazy, then I just sleep throughout the day, and then like I get up, do my thing, whatever, and then that just makes me feel good because like at least I got a good amount of sleep.
Yeah.
For me, sleep is important. I don't care about like how I look. It's just sleep is important. Because if I have a good sleep, then like I'm happy throughout the day. You know? And then like it's just like making myself happy throughout. Like if I wake up early, it's just like, okay, you gotta do this, Yagni, it's okay, you gotta do this, nahi to tumhe daant lagi baad mein, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do this. Like, and then like the inner Fijian just comes out and is like, okay, fine, just go do it. I guess that's how it is. I don't know. I don't know about you.
I mean, I was gonna say I did download this app before on like my laptop. I think it's for Apple devices. It's just basically like a little sticky note, and you can just write down your goals for the day.
Oh,
and
okay.
I kind of do that, and sometimes like my goal is not like a specific task, but it's just like, okay, wake up on time, like eat a healthy breakfast. Like those are sort of like.
And you know what? It's always the little things that could add up to make like a better experience or a better day, for example, right? And I say this all the time, people need to take things day by day, because I know we're always so caught up in having to like think about our futures, and obviously our parents and like social media and like society as a whole is always telling you, think about your futures, and like you have to make sure like you're gonna be like making six figures and blah 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 blah, right? Doctor, lawyer, whatever. We all know that. But I feel like nobody really talks about the little wins in life, and I think after a certain point, while I was in university, me personally, I was always like, you know what, like, it was such a, like, straining time, especially because of, it's, like, taking, like, my sleep away from me, like, my mental was at a low, and my physical health wasn't, like, it was always up and down, because I'm not getting enough sleep, or blah, 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 and I'm stressed. Hustle culture, I feel like, definitely plays a role, too, because we always have to, like, think that we always have to be working so hard and like tiring ourselves out and blah blah blah. However, that's not the case. Like I always say chillax. Like always take moments for yourself. Do things that make you happy, because like at the same time we are young too, right? So we should be living our best lives, right? And I encourage everybody to live their best lives, of course. My next question for everybody is, how often do you guys compare yourself to others?
Oh, a lot.
Every day.
Right?
Oh
Definitely
boy.
a lot.
Yeah. What do you think leads you to comparing yourself all the time?
I mean, definitely when I see, not even celebrities, I guess like influencers or like young athletes, like just for example, I went to a football game recently, and one of the players was just 21 years old.
Oh,
and it just kind of reflects on me, like, you know, I'm the same age,
Yeah.
I was born the same year, and this person is like playing in the NFL, is like competing in the Super Bowl like championship and everything, and they're doing such big strides in their life, and I feel like I'm just in school, I'm just like working a part-time job at a store, like I'm not making those high strides in my life. Am I doing something wrong? Like I'm always comparing myself to like individuals, like young teenagers like that, because we're the same age.
Yeah.
It makes me think like I'm not doing something right.
Exactly. I guess like when it comes to like me, when I'm comparing myself to other people, it's just like it's my environment around me, because like, you know, sometimes in a Fijian household you have to be compared at least once.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's every ethnic
yeah.
No, I feel like parents in general,
You have
they
to
just
like, even grandparents, they have to at least compare you to one cousin that does everything.
but they don't know what Priya's doing on the low. You know what I
What
mean?
they're doing on the low. They have to like, there's that. It's just like for me, if I like go around with my cousins and stuff like that, or like even like family gatherings, I just see like, oh, you know, this guy is my age and he's getting married. This guy is my age and he has like a job, whatever, good job, out of school, this and that. It's just like, I'm stuck with a part-time job, and I go to school part-time, and I do so much volunteering, but yet I feel like I'm so stuck.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, I don't like that stuck feeling.
No, and honestly,
compared.
yeah, sometimes there are times where I've even felt like I've just been like kind of like blocked. Like there's
Yeah.
something blocking me, or like I just feel like I'm very like on autopilot mode, where it's like, okay, you know what, I'm just living my life or whatever, but like like I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
Exactly.
Like I'm just trying to get through every day. Like I'm just going to my 9 to 5, and then I'm coming back home, and then I'm
Yeah.
doing this, and then that's it. Like that's my day, right?
Exactly.
And that's just basically how my life's looking at that point. And I'm just like, shouldn't I be planning the next move? Like, but it's like sometimes it's okay. Like you don't have to, right? Give yourself a break. And yeah, maybe this is just me just being like, let's mellow out, guys. Like just chill out. But yeah, like I feel like every person always has to compare you to like family members or like, because I know I get that all the time, like, oh, why aren't you? But then it's like sometimes parents don't know like what like these other people that they're comparing you to are actually doing on the low. I know I said Priya earlier, but that's just like a side joke, like kind of like a Karen. You know what I mean? Like it's, there's no Priya in particular I'm talking about, just for the record. But yeah, like comparing our like us to like our cousins or like our siblings, or you know, like, oh, your sibling did this much, and why aren't you doing that same thing?
Exactly.
But it's like not every child is going to turn out the same, and not every person is doing the same things. And you can get to the same position as other people without having to take the same track as them. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's something I think like people need to take into more consideration too. Like there's so many different factors into this. But yeah, me personally, always doubting myself as well, comparing myself to others. And I feel like I get compared a lot too. And because of that, like, I just kind of have to differentiate, okay, like, put it through one year, out the other kind of thing, right? I think that's honestly the best way I could the best advice I could possibly give. Put it through one year, out the other, because if you just hold on to these comparisons of you to other people, you're not going to be able to feel like you're doing good enough for yourself, kind of thing. Because, like I said, other people are going to be doing their own thing. They're going to be living their best lives, right? But you can live your own best life, too. Just, you have to, honestly, romanticize your own life and the little wins and the little goals and achievements and everything. But yeah, I feel like social media definitely plays a role into why we compare ourselves to others too, for sure. With like all these influencers that are like, and TikTok stars that are just like so young and like making over six figures and whatever. And we're just like feeding into it, like, oh my god, like they have this nice house, they have all these cars, blah blah blah. And I feel like definitely capitalism plays into it too, where it's like they want you to be buying into the idea you need material items to feel like you've become successful. So that leads me into my next question. What do you think defines personal success?
Definitely what you said before, like little wins in life. I feel like for me as a personal, like my personal success, just being able to wake up on time, eating a healthy breakfast, just like healthy diet, and just working out, exercising every day. Like those little those little wins is my own personal success for me.
And for me, it's like, I feel like having people around you that support you is like, it's like a big win. And choosing human interaction over materialistic things that like people emphasize nowadays. And I feel like if you achieve those, that's great, good for you, amazing that you achieved those. But don't forget like the people that helped you get there. Because like without like the comfort and like that support, you're not going to be able to achieve
Gucci bag can make you happy temporarily, but
temporarily, but like but you can't forget the person that bought you the Gucci bag, like dude.
Or like you bought it for yourself, but it's just also like valuing human interaction. You know what I mean? I totally get that.
Because everybody like nowadays, like if you look at social media, everybody emphasizes money is everything, the grind is real, this and that.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier too.
Yeah, we were talking like, but you can't forget that like you're gonna die one day and money's just gonna sit here. And the human that you want to like,
unless you have like kids, then generational wealth. Whatever.
Good, like amazing to you that you got that much money. But anyways, it's like you're gonna die one day without the money. So like, what's the point?
Your money's not going to your grave with you, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. What's the point choosing money over human interaction? You're just gonna be alone all your life if you're just gonna do that.
Yeah, just buying Gucci bags.
Yeah, just buying stuff for yourself, trying to fill that void that you have.
You know, like how cat ladies, but like just like designer items and stuff. No, and we see this all the time, even with celebrities, for example. Like they have everything, but we still hear about like celebrities like committing suicide because they don't feel that they're happy with their lives, but they have everything, and we think they have everything, but they don't have that like feeling of that they belong here, and they have that support, and they have people to like actually like help them get through things, and it's just what it is, right? Like it's crazy that like even, like material items can't like buy happiness
Exactly.
at the end of the day. But yeah, kind of moving the narrative a little bit now into talking about how can we help ourselves and help others with our self-confidence, with our self-image, our self-esteem. Some questions you could ask yourself are, what are some of your favorite qualities about yourself? So I think for me, personally, just quickly answering this, is that I think I'm a decent advice giver.
Decent. You're an actually good
Oh,
one.
thank you. I think I'm a decent advice giver. I think I'm a good friend.
Yes.
I think as a friend, I live up to the duties of friends, what friendship is. And I think I write really, my writing is really good. Like, I'm good at writing. But yeah, those are some qualities that I try and capitalize on as well. What are your favorite qualities about yourself? Just real quick, like off the top of your head.
No.
See, we don't think about ourselves so often, right? And that's why it's important to think about these things. What do you like about yourself? This turned into an intervention.
I mean, I would say I like how I'm organized. I feel like I struggled with time organization, especially like throughout high school and even to my university years.
Yeah.
So right now, like, I'm at a point in my life where I do feel like organized and satisfied with myself, just like managing my time and like all my duties and responsibilities without stressing a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I avoid this question way too many times.
See, but this is the thing. You need to think about these things, right?
I guess what I like about myself is like I can dance pretty good.
You are a phenomenal dancer. You don't give yourself enough credit. I admire you. I've been dancing, I feel like, longer, but like still, like, she's the better dancer out of us too.
Jeez. And I guess like I put myself into volunteering more because it just makes me happy.
Oh yeah.
And there's that, and then I guess I like little kids. I like two little kids. Not little kids. My 3 little cousins.
You're good with kids. You are.
I guess those qualities I like about myself.
No, but see, this is the thing. Like, you gotta think about it. I know it's weird thinking about ourselves, but another way that I've also learned through like CBT therapy, so cognitive behavioral therapy, is you have to think about like, I know it's weird talking about yourself and like thinking about yourself, like, oh, what are my favorite qualities about yourself, or like even giving yourself advice, because I know I'm a hypocrite, like down to the point, like, I'm a hypocrite. I can give other people solid advice, but when the same thing happens to myself, I'm like, I don't know what to do, right? But it's an actual thing where you think about like, what would you do if your friend told you about the situation, like everything that you're going through, but it's like someone else, like you're thinking about it in the third person. What advice would you give them? What would you say are their best? Like, talking to them, right? Like, imagine yourself as another person, or like your friend. How would you like build their self-confidence, right? What would you do to give them advice if you were in that same situation? And I've done this all the time because I know I can never take my own advice. But if I was thinking about it in like another person, like if it was my friend going through this, what would I say for them? Because I know I give solid advice, but I just can't take my own advice. It's a thing.
For everybody too.
Yeah.
Like, if you're good at giving advice, you can't apply it to yourself.
Yeah, no.
That's a rule.
100%. Yeah. Just some other questions really quickly to also prompt some things about thinking about your self-confidence, your self-image, self-esteem, is thinking about what actions could you take to make yourself feel purposeful. Or what activities can you do to make yourself feel that you are doing something purposeful or meaningful? And thinking about these things as well. Also, not just ourselves, but how can you make others feel confident as well? Because I think we also need to show a little love in this world, right? So, like, obviously giving each other compliments, whether that's just like, oh, you look really nice today, or I've personally favored the genuine compliments about something that's like a quality rather than a physical trait, for sure. And yeah, some of these questions you could think about for sure. And I know we've talked quite a bit about like our own like little experiences and like what we kind of think and how some of our answers to the questions. But yeah, let us know too if you want to. You could reach out to us at vitivibestv@gmail.com, or again, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Viti Vibes TV. But that wraps up our episode for today. Thank you again for tuning in with us, and thank you, Jolene and Shivani, for joining me today. With that being said, we'll see you all next week.
Thank you, Shannon. We have some announcements that you may be interested in participating in, so please have your pens and papers ready. Sahas Community Service Society provides a free helpline for those who are in a crisis and need to speak to someone. They're here to listen and here to help. They provide critical support and information and resources for individuals and families in need. They have well-trained staff and they're just one call away. Call them at 604-900-9221. PICS is doing a mega job fair on February 8, 2023 at the Italian Cultural Center in Vancouver, and the address is 3075 Solcan Street in Vancouver. There will be over 100 plus exhibitors to draw thousands of job seekers from all over the Lower Mainland. And for more information, call Lily Darul at 604-596-7722, local 331. Bell Let's Talk Day is coming up on January 25th, and this is an annual mental health initiative that's focused on how we can support ourselves and those in our community by listening, talking, and just being there for one another. Chinese Lunar New Year will be celebrated on January 22nd this year, and it is the year of the rabbit. The new year is determined by the lunar calendar, and the holiday lasts for 15 days after the 2 mandarin oranges with both hands. This is the most basic form of respect in Chinese culture. Gong Hei Fat Choi. We ran out of time today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as we love bringing it to you. And if you had missed our show today, you can always watch it on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. in BC and 5:30 in Alberta time. No show is complete without our sponsors, so if you'd like to support the show for the youth and the Fijian community, please call Camila at 604-537-5123. And before we leave, I'd love to leave you guys with these thoughts. Waste no more time talking about great souls and how they should be. Be One Yourself by Marcus Aurelius. I'm your host, Pranay Sharma, and we're also on YouTube and Instagram. Check us out on all of our social medias, and we will stay with you guys and hopefully see you guys next week. In the meantime, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you guys for being a part of the evening with us, and see you guys.
Ain't fat, double shot your fingers, then you lean back. All out of state, 20 days, they never seen that. Ain't fat, double shot your fingers, then you lean back.